Hey, what's up, soul friend? It's Aisha, and I just want to keep it real today. I am feeling stuck. I'm feeling really stuck. I'm in the messy middle, and I just wanted to record an episode while being in it and having still kind of that kinetic, that spiral that it feels like when you're in it, just sharing the truth of being in this messy middle, because so many of us deal with that. This is a messy middle that I can't meditate my way out of, and it doesn't matter how many times I declutter my closet or my drawers, I still feel this stuckness. And as a meditation teacher, I know that the stuckness is not a reality from the outside that you can see, but it's something I'm internally feeling. And it's really hard to create from that place. I always thought that starting is the hardest part, that starting to create and starting to put your work in the world is the hardest part. But the truth is that there's multiple peaks and valleys that we experience as we go on this journey of expressing our authentic self and being ourself. I feel so frustrated because there's just so many things I want to say and do, and when I feel stuck, I feel like my inner saboteur and all the negative self-talk in my head gets louder and louder and louder. And one thing that tends to trigger me the most is seeing other people surpass me. And I hate admitting that I feel jealous sometimes, but I do, and I'm human, and it's an important emotion to have. But I do feel jealous and frustration a lot of the times when I see creators or people just putting stuff out in the world that feels mediocre or AI generated or just like with zero intention, and they are getting validation and affirmation externally from the world that their work is valuable and their work is valid. That is something that triggers me. And when I'm in this stuckness, it really, really gets loud. This, oh, it's going to happen for other people. It's not going to happen for you. That voice starts screaming at me and starts telling me that it doesn't matter how much work or effort or intention or love you put into what you do, everyone else will outpace you. And I have to consciously really fight that voice over and over and over again. I've been spending a lot of time on Substack, and it's a hard platform to create on if you are still working through creating from your true self and not creating for, external outcomes. And that's something I'm constantly trying to grapple with. But Substack is just such a slow burn, and it's just really frustrating when you are feeling the stuckness to see a feed where someone who just started 2 days ago is like, I'm new here, and then all of a sudden they're like blowing up, and you're being inundated over and over with the algorithm on things that are succeeding and things that are performing well. And it's just frustrating. Like, there's nothing else to say but to say the truth right now. And this is probably one of the most vulnerable episodes I'm recording, because I truly don't know what this episode is for, other than just hoping to express a pain and the suffering that I'm feeling that I know will pass. But the reason I feel so pulled to just like share from this place is because I know you must have been here too, and you've visited this messy middle many times, and I have as well. But it's never easy. You think that when you get to the other side, that feeling that knocks the wind out of you again is not gonna hurt, but it still hurts. It still has that pain to it, that sting to it. Something I want to share is, I mentioned earlier that you can't meditate your way out of these moments. But the truth is that when you're feeling the messy middle, when you're feeling the stuckness, the most powerful thing you can do is anchor down in your practices. Go into your toolbox. Everyone has their toolbox, whether it's going out on a walk or having the bottom of your feet touch the grass, or, just laying out in the sun, petting your dog, like whatever it is. Like for me, it's creating and meditating, even when it feels so stupid and so impossible and so unproductive. Like, my ass did not want to meditate today. I just woke up and I was like, fuck me. I'm still feeling stuck. I was feeling stuck yesterday and the day before. And I woke up and I was like, fuck me. I hate this feeling. And I just started watching YouTube video after YouTube video and like numbed all the emotions that were coming up. I just like did not want to feel it. I just wanted to feel encouragement or to feel inspiration. And so I was watching all this like motivational porn basically on YouTube, trying to override what I was trying to feel, or what my body and what my mind wanted to feel. And I said, like, I usually try to do at least 20-minute meditations, but I told myself, you know what, today I can only muster up 5 minutes, if that. It feels excruciating to even give 5 minutes of silence to myself, but I will do that. I will give myself 5 minutes and see how I feel. And I couldn't even just sit in silence, so I put on one of those like cinematic score type of videos that I like to listen to when I'm doing deep work. I love listening to like Hans Zimmer cinematic scores that kind of just play on repeat for like hours on YouTube. So I even had to put like just some background noise because my nervous system was just so agitated and so like so on edge. And so I did that, and I was like, all right, you know what, we can't do silence today, so let's give, throw myself a life raft. So I put on the music and I closed my eyes for 5 minutes, and I opened my eyes and went from 9:55 to 10, and I was like, you know what, I could do another 5. Like, what's another 5? So I ended up meditating for 10 minutes. When we are feeling that negative self-talk come in, like, the practice is there to hold you fucking down. You cannot abandon the practice, even if the practice looks messy as hell. If the practice is shorter, or if it's jankier, or whatever it is, like, anchor in your practice. It could be writing in your journal and just, brain dumping what you're feeling. Find a way and a mechanism that works for you to tap back into what it is that wants to come through you. And for me, what was coming through was just, wow, like, you are really in it, Aisha. You're really beating yourself up. You're really feeling trapped right now, and you feel creatively blocked and stuck. My friend was also going through a really tough time a couple of days ago, and I was on a road trip going to Georgia to watch the Odyssey on IMAX on the tallest screen in the world, which is wild, but I'm a huge movie buff, and we took a 2-hour road trip to see the Odyssey. And then while I was on this road trip and traveling, a friend of mine was sending me messages just telling me how much of a hard time she was having. And this is like that friend that I reach out to when things get ugly for me, and we're always there for one another. And I kept telling her, like, stop trying to intellectualize your feelings. Your heart just wants to feel right now. And so the irony is, it's been like 4 days since I sent her that message, and I was in a really good mental headspace when I sent that. And now it's kind of like I'm going through the muddiness in my life and mentally, and I just want to pass that on to you, because I was stopping myself from feeling what I was feeling, which was just a fear that, I'm coming up almost a year on doing entrepreneurship for a year, and I'm really proud of how far I've come. But there's so many places where I feel like I don't have enough proof to show that it's working. And so there was a lot of shame, a lot of guilt of like, did I do something wrong? A lot of harshness, a lot of beating myself up. And I just want to share that again. Let your heart feel what it needs to feel, and not demonize your feelings or judge your feelings, but really allow yourself to let the feelings pass, because that's what they always do. They always pass. Everything is temporary. Our thoughts are temporary. Our feelings are temporary. They're not facts. And sometimes we try so hard to push them down, to try to override. I'm trying to do better. I'm going to try to like see the bright side of things, and I'm going to like be grateful in this moment, versus like feel what you actually are feeling. It might be the fastest way or the most productive way, because it's not really about the timing of it, but just the most productive way to move through that wave that's passing through you. And so I want to remind myself and anyone who feels, really intense feelings when you're in that stuck, messy middle, that whatever the feeling is, feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. Don't try to rationalize it. Don't try to make sense of it and try to tuck it away and organize it into logic. Just feel it somatically in your body. Name it. Write it down. Call a friend. Send a voice note. Send yourself a voice note. I do that all the time, but just allow yourself to feel the language of the heart that is trying to express itself, and not always use your mental capacity and your mental energy to try to make sense of it all. The other thing is, I was gonna just go into like work mode today and be like, okay, what are all the things I need to get done? What do I have to write? What do I have to film today? And usually Mondays just feels like an intense, productive day. Even as someone who now works for themselves, it is the Mondays still hit the same, and that's something I'm working on. But I asked myself, after meditation, after I was able to just kind of give myself the practice, the gift of the practice, an anchor back in a practice, and give myself space to like feel what I'm feeling. And the irony is, like, recording a video is how I best process my emotion. And this does not feel performative at all. This is just somehow, this is talking to myself or talking to a stranger on the internet is how I best process things. I've done that as long as I've known. Even when I was a kid, I would talk to myself in the bathroom mirror and just work through what I was feeling. But another thing that's been helpful is still creating. So I know when I'm stuck that it is self-induced, and that the creative stuckness is not real, that it is my mind allowing me to believe that I'm stuck. And so I not force, but I allow myself to create things during this time and really, really let go of what the outcome is of that project or that creation. And so for me today, something that I've saved for weeks and weeks and weeks was there was this designer illustrator that has this like Substack online mini course. It was like a 20-minute mini course that I've been wanting to do, and she makes these really, really awesome, like very visually strong, like visual gifts that look kind of like journal scrapbooks, and it's just a very cool stylistic thing. And I love tapping into like doing mood boards and scrapbooking and curating visuals. Like it taps into both my childlike nature and the play, and then also taps into the years I was a creative director and I got to curate campaigns and visuals for beauty brands. And so it taps on so many cylinders. And so I had this, on my to-do list as a low priority. I was like, one day this summer I'll do the GIF visual identity workshop and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Today is a good day to do it because it's low stakes. I'm just going to learn how to build a fun visual identity and experiment a little bit. And so I did the 20-minute workshop that was pre-recorded, and I downloaded it, watched it for 20 minutes, and then started pulling images and started making my digital scrapbook GIF. And I just immediately felt, I was like, damn, I'm good. And it's like, the point isn't to try to be good, but I was just like, damn, I really do have a really strong eye for things. And it tapped into a natural talent that I have, that I happens to also do for my career for such a long time. And when I was working for other brands, everything was about the results and all about how many followers we were growing every week. And I did social media direction for a very, very long time. And that really fucked up my relationship with social media, because I was being, my value to the brand and to the team was always based on how much I could deliver, how much the content, the stuff I was curating was performing, and how many followers we had, how much engagement we had, how many influencers were posting our products. All those things I was being measured against. And so I sometimes forget that that has stained over on me for so long, that it is what I've known for 15 years. So trying to build a brand and build a business on my own and to build this podcast, I don't have the resources and the budgets and the team and all this, feedback that I get from working in collaboration with people. It's really fucking hard doing it on your own. And even someone like me who has a lot of skills that I can transfer into the work that I now do, I really struggle with not getting that pat on the back, or not getting any feedback. You know what I mean? And just trusting that the work is compounding and that I'm planting good seeds and that I'm creating because this is where I'm meant to be, not because I need someone to validate it, or because I need to have a big audience. And it is such a constant struggle, because I teach a lot of, in my community and my students and my clients, to not care about the outcomes. But I would be lying if I said I didn't sometimes get upset that I've put in the amount of work I've put in and I haven't seen the results that I expected to get at this time. And so that's just a long-winded way of saying, like, create. Go back to your practices, root down, trust your practices to carry you through the mess. Go back to the creative process. Whatever process works for you, take that fun class that you've been putting off as this nice to have thing and just do it. Give yourself permission to, like, be joyful and have play in your life. And this didn't take a long time. I mean, I think at most I spent an hour this morning, but it completely shifted my mindset. Because if I went into today just like being like, this needs to get done, I need to like have this and this recorded today to get things situated for the week, then I would mentally have just completely lost it by the afternoon. But just giving myself even an hour to be creative and to learn something and to be a student and tinker around for the fuck of it is medicine. It's so helpful. I really don't want this video to sound like a fucking how-to or tips on like how to get out of your creative rut. And I feel like I'm noticing myself already trying to organize everything and to package it in a way. And I'm sorry if that's really annoying. I just want to share that the messy middle is really, really hard. And sitting in it and being in it sucks a lot of the time. But it is also your friend. It is the very thing that allows us to take stock of what matters to us. It reminds me, when I'm in the messy middle, it reminds me how much I care about the work and the process, about helping people. It humanizes me, I hope. Yeah, it's hard out there. This world is really fucking intense. I got laid off last year from a stable job, and I've spent the last year trying to build something real. And it is really, really hard. It's really, really hard. And I just want to remind myself and anyone building something that they care about that they're not alone, that some moments will feel easier than others, but it's okay to hit roadblocks and to take a few steps back every now and then to get a better look at what you're doing. And sometimes we need those wake-up calls. Sometimes we need those inner storms to churn, because there's something that's stuck. There's something inside of us that feels not worthy or not ready. And as much as it's uncomfortable to churn that inside, it gets that stagnation out of us. The more we express, the more we play, the more we create, the more we cry, the more we laugh, the more we feel, the more that churning happens, the more we don't realize it, but the stuckness is what actually allows us to have a breakthrough. Every time I've had a breakdown, it's always been the beginning of a big breakthrough. This breakdown right now feels very, very potent and very heavy, and just so like mud and oil kind of pulling me down. Really has a lot of power and strength, and my hope is like sharing what I'm feeling allows me to move and not allow this mud and oil to like swallow me down. Yeah, I just wanted to say you're not alone. The messy middle is hard, and you will get through it. But you don't have to do it alone. Even if you have one person, it could be a stranger online if you are going through it and you just want to share how you're being affected by it in your life. I'm here to listen, and I bow to you. I honor you for like trying and for knowing that this too will pass. This too will pass. Because there's more work to be done. Not for results or flowers or for any praise or validation, but there's work to be done. There's people to serve and beauty to create in this world that only you can do. Don't let this stop you. Remember that this mind can sometimes play tricks on you. Take some time to regroup, to reflect, to feel, to express, and then just get back on it. You can do it. You already have.